Okay, our next guest we're gonna get to here on our, and this is the weirdest thing. It's the Sunday radio show taped on a Saturday, airing on a Tuesday. It's Tuesday. 2018. It's the weirdest thing.
It's something else.
I posted that.
We're going to be talking to S.C. Sherman here in a few moments. Then we're going to talk to Yehuda Reamer, the band Blacklight District from they're on Sirius XM, all these different places. They're going to be with us. And then we're going to have, a Jeffro story.
Oh, dear God. He messaged me,
too. And then just all sorts of shenanigans. So, but let's do this. We are going to go to S.C. Sherman, who is a very interesting character. Well, he's not an interesting character. He's an author. But,
you guys should get along well.
I know.
So...
Some authors
I specifically booked this because you were going to be here.
Oh, cool.
SC, how are you, sir? It's Jigman Freud, J. Bird Wells, and Santa Nagy are calling you for your radio interview. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Pretty good, actually. Now, let's give a little bit of background on our guest here, S.C. Sherman. He's the author of Lone Wolf Canyon. And Kevin Sorbo and Jason Matera love the book. And you're going to need to add this to your winter reading list. It's Lone Wolf Canyon by S.C. Sherman. And he is also the senior editor of DailySurge.com. And you can get more information on the web, scSherman.com. That's the letter S, letter C, Sherman.com. Or you can find him on Twitter, The Steve Sherman. And SC grew up in Iowa as a farm kid. He still lives and works in Hawkeye country with his wife Amy and their 4 children. And Steve is the senior editor at DailySurge.com. He's a sought-after speaker and guest on radio and television. He loves outdoor activities, larger-than-life stories, and he's written across several genres, pushing envelope of politics, political correctness with each one, and his novels include Leaving Southfields, a historical fiction, Hell and Back, a spiritual thriller, Moxie, a young adult fantasy, and Mercy Shot, a political thriller, and now today, Lone Wolf Canyon. And did that about cover it?
Wow.
Did I get everything?
Oh, no kidding.
Did I get everything, SC?
Yeah, you got it all.
Okay, brother.
I found him on Facebook, but not on Twitter.
You've got to look for the Steve Sherman.
Ah.
Because he's not just Steve Sherman. He's the
only one.
The only one.
You guys hear me all right? This is really excavated me.
Yes, we've got you, my friend. We've got you.
Okay,
okay, so as farmer questions, what kind of farm do you have? What, do you have goats, cows? What do you have?
What was that?
What kind of farm do you have, SC? She's got farm questions for you.
Farm questions?
Yes.
Well, we don't farm it anymore. My parents live on the farm, but we rent it out. It's a corn and soybean farm. We had hogs mostly when I was a kid.
So did any of that type of history play into your writing?
I'm sorry, I really can't hear you very well.
Did any of that kind of history play into your writing?
It does. It does affect my writing. That type of upbringing definitely does.
We've got S.C. Sherman with us today. S.C., tell us a little bit about this book.
Well, it's my tribute to Louis L'Amour. I grew up in the middle of the Midwest and just was a young kid looking for excitement, and I found it in those old Western novels. And as I became an author later in life, I always wanted to write a Western, but just never really had an 1880s cowboy story. And this one became my tribute to Louis L'Amour. It's a modern-day Western, that's what we're calling it.
Modern-day Western.
Kind of set in the same principles of the old stories, but set in present day.
We've got S.C. Sherman with us today. Lone Wolf Canyon is the latest from him. And why did you decide to write this book, S.C.?
Well, I always kind of keep my my brain going on the ideas. I got lots of ideas for stories, and we're going, and we just get pretty obsessed with it and write it till it's done. This one really fits our situation in America pretty well right now. We have struggle going on, identifying, what do we do with terrorists versus profiling Muslims versus secret training camps right in America, and lots of shootings. And it's just kind of spawned a story of a guy that was put in a situation out in the West, in the middle of nowhere, where he uncovers a training camp up to no good, and what happens when there's no police around.
I need to read that book.
Yeah, it sounds interesting.
I was like, where's my copy?
We've got S.C. Sherman with us today. He joins us live here on Skype audio to discuss his latest book. And S.C., what was some of the more interesting parts of the writing process of this book?
Mm-hmm. I generally write from start to finish. I just do it different ways. A lot of times I get the bulk of the story inspirationally, and then as you go, it kind of evolves a little bit. You get attached to characters, and things happen. It changes as it goes. I love everything about the writing process. It's the creativity part of it, and creating a story that other people would actually like to read. And this one was just fun because it's even though it was not set in the 1880s, it sort of felt like I was writing a Western.
How long were you working on writing this book? How long did the process take?
Oh, I'm a fairly fast writer. I think it took me about 60 days.
Oh, wow.
How many?
Yeah.
She wanted to know how many days?
Yeah, how many days?
Yeah, 60
I mean, that's
days,
incredible.
60
That's what I thought.
days?
You must not have animals or children.
Yeah.
I mean, to write a whole book in 2 months, get it out there, and have it...
How many words is it?
Yeah. I get pretty obsessed when I get going, and then I may not write for a while. I mean, they teach you in writing schools to write a little bit every day. I write a little bit every day for websites and political type stuff, but as far as novels, when they come on, I just write them until they're done. I get pretty stressed and task-oriented.
Wow. So do you have anything you're working on now?
I do not have one going. I have a couple different options. I have parts 2 and 3 to 2 of my other books that are done that I need to edit, and that's something I actually hate about writing. So I tend to ignore it and put it off, and I love to get started on new projects when I should be editing old stuff. So I have plenty to write.
I totally get that.
Story I may do.
So how many words is this book?
Yeah.
What was that first part?
How many words is the book?
The loan.
I'm sorry. The questions are
How many S.C. Sherman? How many words is the book?
Oh, how many words?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't have it in front of me. Probably. Oh, my books usually run 50,000 to 70,000 words.
Okay, you cannot complain my book's not done. Mine's 250,000. You cannot complain. Mine's not done.
So you should 60 days times 3.
I could do 50,000 in 60
should be done in
days.
6 months.
Shut up.
You should be done in 6 months.
He doesn't
We'll
have.
use SC to determine when your book should be
He
out.
doesn't have children. He doesn't have a farm.
But
Yeah.
he didn't say he locks himself like in his room and writes all day. He says does a
Okay.
little bit each day.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't have children and he doesn't have a farm.
That is awesome. It is S.C. Sherman. He's with us today here in our broadcast. The latest from him is Lone Wolf Canyon. Tell us a little bit about Daily Surge, because I have had on all sorts of different folks that write for your website, Dan Perkins and some of these others.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about Daily Surge.
Yeah, it's a political website where we give people a place to publish work. We call it cutting edge commentary. We don't really try to cover news daily, like breaking news necessarily. Of course, it is topical. There's plenty of sources out there for breaking news, we just like to do kind of enlightening commentary on a variety of subjects.
Awesome. Well, Jay, do you have any more questions for SC?
Where do you see yourself in 10 years as an author?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that one.
As an author, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
Oh, 10 years. Oh, incredibly rich and famous, of course. That's why people write books. No, I don't know. I'll keep writing novels for a couple every year, probably at least one a year. I've got a lot of people pushing me to write nonfiction. Just for the commercial aspects of it, it sells easier, and there's a lot more outlets for it. But fiction is a love of mine. I will do it forever, even without much pay, which I've proven now already. But it's I write these books, and I do see them visually as I write them. So I would love to see a book made into a movie. Obviously, a lifelong goal.
Awesome.
Should be pretty amazing to see it. So that's come what may. I'll be writing 10 years from now, no matter what happens.
I got a question. So your current book now, is it is there like a sequel to it, or is it just a standalone? Did you get that?
SC?
No, I didn't hear that.
I said your current book now, because you had mentioned a couple others have a part 2 and 3. Is this just a standalone, or is there a series?
Oh, yeah. Those are part 2 and 3s for the Hell and Back one, which is the supernatural thriller, and then part 2 and 3 for the historical fiction as well. Both done. Historical fiction I may put back together into this one large book, like a 1,000-pager, rather than 3 smaller ones. But they're great stories, and there's a lot of work to be done with those. But then I do always love the new ones. That's where the inspiration drives me as an author.
Awesome. Well, SC, I appreciate you making time for us today. Thanks for coming on, and
it was a pleasure.
Oh, yeah.
Enjoyed speaking with you, and we definitely will have to do it again. Good luck with the book, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, my friend.
You bet. I'd love to do it again. Have a great day.
Appreciate it. There goes SC Sherman, the star stage and screen SC Sherman, as I always like to say. And if you want to get a hold of us on kjagradio.com, I never promote KJAG. I never promote it. I always promote JiggyJaguar.com, but we're having a little bit of technical issues